Hey everybody, Barantos here. So I want to do a quick video on mag selection. So right here we have Midwest Industries GI mag, Palmetto State Armory GI mag, Magpul mag with the window. I believe this is a Gen 3, a Daniel Defense polymer mag, and then the Lancer mag here. So recently I've been having issues with the Palmetto State Armory mags. In my last range trip, I had about 5 different failure to feeds with these mags. And it's not just one mag. I've had it with 5 different mags recently. I bought these in like a 10-pack way back when. And it seems like they're now just encountering a bunch of issues. I've never had any issues with the Midwest Industries GI mag or any of the other mags that are on this table. It's only been this Palmetto State Armory mag. So even though they're GI, not all mags are created equal. Just to give you a little comparison here too, you can see the Midwest Industries has a few extra fastener points, it looks like, on the mag. You can see like there's an extra 2 fasteners on the back and 2 fasteners on the front. I've also had, they're both anti-tilt followers. However, I have had the PSA follower, even though it's anti-tilt. I've had rounds during loading, or I should say firing, where they'll almost tip straight up. So yeah, I don't recommend getting PSA mags unless you're really in a bind or something like that. Just not a fan. So if you can get good GI mags, recommend it. I mean, these are light too, especially like, you know, I would argue the Magpul mag seems to be a little bit heavier. I'm sure you can Google that. But the Magpul GI mag, or the Midwest Industries GI mag, seems good to go. I don't have any, but I'm looking to get some SureFeed mags. I've heard those are really great. I have quite a few P mags. I have windowed and windowless versions. You know, the windowed makes you a little bit more tactical or something. You can count how many rounds are in here. Things like that. I've never had an issue with feed lips breaking. I've never had an issue with like the mag itself actually breaking. PMags have held up pretty well. I had some PMags and AK as well that I've never had issues with. So big fan of them. I know aesthetically they're not everyone's favorite. And then right here we have the Daniel Defense polymer magazines, which have some nice grip texture on them. They have kind of the nice rip stop, like if you wanted to put some type of knot or something like that on there, you could do so to pull these mags out easier. The other thing that they do is they have this little angle on there. So if you're shooting the rifle from, let's say, a bench, it will balance. You can set it on that, and it'll make your rifle, instead of like some of these other ones where it would be like right on the edge and they'd wobble a bit. The Daniel Defense mag allows it to kind of be like a rest almost. So some nice upgrades, it feels like, with like the Daniel Defense mags. Big fan of their rifles. I had a Daniel Defense rifle in the past. I got rid of it, but that'll be a story for another video. The other thing too is these are 32 round mags. So they have that extra floor plate on here. It adds 2 extra rounds to the capacity of this mag. And then aesthetically pleasing, I think the Lancer mags are like my favorite to look at in general. You know, they got these transparent, it's really cool looking as far as, you know, you can see your rounds. They got the counters here. They got a nice texture on them. The other thing that they do that seems really nice is they have metal feed lips on these. So granted, it's kind of pressed into the polymer at the top, but they do have metal feed lips on these. And they have a pretty easy to take down base plate here. You know, just has a little area that you can push in. So yeah, it's overall, these mags seat really well. The Lancers do. I really like how easily they seat into a rifle. Sometimes, you know, with these GI mags, if you're all the way, you know, if you have 30 in here and you try to seat on a loaded chamber Sometimes they get a little iffy. You really have to slam them in there. With the Lancers, I've never had that issue. So I'll probably get some more of these as well. The other thing that I would say is, generally speaking, the polymer mags, if you need to get in and clean them, getting these off seems to be a lot easier. So they have a big button here. In there, you can press, get that floor plate off. Big button here, you can press, get that floor plate off. Smaller button, but you can still press it in easily, get that floor plate off. And then with the GI mags, you can see there's little dimples down here that stab in, so you almost have to use something to pry it up in order to get those base plates off. So if you want to clean these, the polymer is going to be a lot easier. If you want something metal, just for the feel of it, the GI mags are probably your route. I'd steer clear of the Palmetto State Armory ones. But for me, I think moving forward, I am going to be doing polymer mags. I'm going to try a few sure feeds just to see where they're at, but definitely going to pick up more Lancers. I have quite a few mag pulls already. Definitely going to pick up some more Daniel Defense mags. So let me know in the comments if I'm missing anything. As far as your favorite mags, I know there's like some hex mags. There's a bunch of different variants. I haven't had any experience with them, so I won't speak on them. I haven't heard a lot about them either. You know, like I've heard about the sure feeds. Pretty much everyone has heard about the sure feeds. But yeah, feel free to comment, leave what you would, what you're rocking as far as mags. Maybe I'll give them a try. All right, take care, everyone.